Sequels. Sometimes they elevate a franchise, sometimes they ruin childhoods, and sometimes they make you wonder if the film lost the bet. Today, we're counting down the top 10 worst sequels of all time. According to Rotten Tomatoes, these are the follow-ups that left critics scratching their heads, fans demanding refunds, and studio executives pretending they don't exist. Number 10. Zoolander 2, 22%. Zoolander was legendary, Zoolander 2 was a mistake. Instead of building on what made the original great, the sequel doubled down on outdated jokes, forced cameos, and a plot that makes zero sense. Even the cast looks confused most of the time, and somehow, the movie makes Derek Zoolander feel less funny than before. Ben Stiller, we love you, but this just wasn't it. Number 9. Transformers: The Last Knight, 16%. Michael Bay's Transformer movies are like that friend who wouldn't stop texting you at 3 a.m. By the time we got to movie number 5, things had completely fallen apart. King Arthur was real, Optimus Prime turns evil for 5 minutes, and then we have Anthony Hopkins randomly showing up and doesn't seem to care. It's like Bay threw explosions and random historical nonsense into a blender and then called it a movie. Number 8. Book of Shadows: Blair Witch 2, 14%. The Blair Witch Project was a revolutionary found footage horror film. It really made a whole lot of noise when it was first released. But Blair Witch 2, well, it was just found trash. Instead of keeping the eerie, realistic style of the first movie, this sequel ditched everything that worked in favor of Hollywood cliches, terrible CGIs, and of course, characters that you really want to see disappear. Sorry, Michael Weston. Even the director said the studio butchered his original version. That's right, even the guy who made this was like, yeah, it sucks. Number 7. Batman and Robin, 12%. The movie's so bad it nearly killed Batman and superhero movies for a decade. This film gave us some interesting things. Bat nipples, a bat credit card, Arnold Schwarzenegger making every single code line a pun, chill out, ice to meet you, you're not sending me to the cooler. I'm surprised that even though Coolio was in this movie, he didn't say it. Coolio. R.I.P. legend. It's like a fever dream made entirely of neon lights and dad jokes. George Clooney apologized for the movie, Joel Schumacher, the director, apologized for the movie, and honestly, we're all still recovering. Number 6. Exorcist 2, The Heretic, 10%. How do you follow up one of the scariest movies ever made? By making one of the most confusing movies ever made. Exorcist 2 is a fever dream of nonsense that involves hypnosis, locusts, and James Earl Jones in a giant bug costume. At its premiere, audiences literally booed it. They did. Linda Blair, who played Reagan in the first part, admitted that she had no idea what the plot was, and she was in the movie. I mean, when your own actors are confused, I'll take that as a red flag. Number 5. Dumb and Dumberer: When Harry Met Lloyd, 10%. Dumb and Dumber is one of the funniest comedies ever. It was really not my cup of tea, but it was funny. Dumb and Dumberer is a cinematic crime against humanity. No Jim Carrey, no Jeff Daniels, just two random guys doing bad impressions of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. It's like watching your friend tell a joke that doesn't land, and then they just keep explaining it for 90 whole minutes. This movie was so bad, Jim Carrey refused to come back for a sequel. Until, of course, they paid him a truckload of money 10 years later. Number 4. Son of the Mask, 6%. What if we took the mask, removed Jim Carrey, and replaced him with Jamie Kennedy? That's Son of the Mask, a movie that somehow cost $100 million, but looks like it was made in someone's garage. The CGI is terrifying, the humor is non-existent, and the whole thing just feels like a horrifying acid trip that you cannot wake up from. Fun fact, Alan Cumming played Loki in this movie. Less fun fact, even he couldn't save it. Number 3, Speed 2, Cruise Control, 4%. Speed was about a bus that couldn't slow down. Intense, action-packed, Keanu Reeves. Speed 2 is about a cruise ship which moves at 20 miles per hour. And no Keanu? Well, Sandra Bullock does return, but this time she's stuck with Jason Patric, who has the charisma of a half-eaten sandwich. It's called Cruise Control because that's exactly what the script was on. Autopilot. Number 2, Jaws: The Revenge, 2%. The first Jaws made people afraid to go in the water. Jaws: The Revenge just made people afraid of bad movies. This sequel is about a shark that follows a family from New England to the Bahamas because sharks hold grudges now, and it roars, just like a lion. Michael Caine, who was in this movie, once said, and I quote, "I have never seen it, and by all accounts, it is terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built, and it is spectacular." Respect, Michael. Respect. Number 1, Highlander 2, The Quickening, 0%. And that 0% is actually from 26 reviews at the time of recording this video. Apparently, there can be only one, unless there's money to be made. The sequel takes everything great about the original and throws it out of the window. Suddenly, the immortals are aliens from planet Zeist, and Sean Connery's character comes back from the dead with no explanation whatsoever. Even the director disowned this movie. That's when you know you've really messed up. If you ever want to see how to completely destroy a franchise in under 2 hours, here's your blueprint. And there you have it, the 10 worst sequels according to RottenTomatoes.com. Which of these movies broke your spirit the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, please do hit that like button. Otherwise, Hollywood might make Son of the Mask Part 2. That was a joke, Hollywood. Please don't. Also, do share and subscribe to Muveematic. Till next time, go see yourself a great movie. None of these ones, a great movie, okay? Peace.